What's up, guys? You can hear with FalTac. Hey, it is Friday, so happy Friday. I hope all you guys are having a good week and good day. It has been one weird week weather-wise in New Hampshire. So, beginning of the week, 50s. Beautiful. Well, actually, it was high 40s, and Wednesday was 50. Awesome. But at night, because we had a lot of snow, so at night, during the day, it all melts, and my driveway is sloped. So at night, it turned to 4 degrees. So it was 50 during the day. It was 4 degrees at night. Everything was a sheet of ice. Then it warmed up again, and then it dumped 4 inches of snow. No big deal, but it was heavy, wet snow. And immediately started pouring, which made that snow even heavier, which caused trees to come down on power lines on my road, and we lost power for a good portion of yesterday. So that's been my week and my day, and so I'm in the shop and we're going to do a build. We're doing a FN 545, and we go right here. It's a multi-molds, and it is a BALDR S, and this is going to be right-handed with 1.5 loops, and it's going to be pancake style. So it's also going to be coyote brown carbon fiber, so we're going to throw this in the press very quickly. But you've seen that I have actually cut sight channels off, and the reason I do that is for some test fits. But I'm going to show you how I stick it back on without it moving side to side and moving around on you. But I am going to cut this mold up. I'm going to be cutting the mag release off, and I'm going to show you why in a second. So let's do the intro and let's get to this build and get it out this door to this gentleman. I think after I get this in the press, I got to run to the town hall. I got to register my truck. Today's the last day. Whoopsie. So take a set of brad nails, right, out of your nail gun here, and I'm just going to cut a couple of them off. Well, let's cut another one since I just lost that one. There's one. And two. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tape. I'm going to line this up back where it used to be. And put it right where we want it. All right, you know what? Let's just do one more. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Now, I usually do this, and then this has the ability to go side to side. Well, this is thick enough where what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a drill bit that's just a hair larger than the brad nails, and I'm going to drill through one side. So I'm just going to knock that in so it doesn't move. Okay. And then I'll drill this side. Perfect. All right, let's take that back off. Let's clean the schmutz out. And I'm gonna cut these nails. There's one. Ooh. That's Harbor Freight for you. Well, that was a waste of like $7. All right. So now I could take this, line it back up, technically you could do it this way too. You just drop this in here. Oh, those might be too high. I might have to cut them again. No big deal. Right? And then you could go ahead and slide it down. Oh yeah, way too high. Okay, front, back. There we go. And at this point, I'll go ahead and open up a new thing of tape. Ooh. Do I even have that size tape? Yes, I do. Okay. All right. So there we have it. So now in the foam press, this isn't going to shift way off to the side and throw off your build. So that's good. Now another thing I'm going to do is if I come on here and I throw this up here, I can put blocking under here, but see how large that is? It doesn't need to be that large. So I have two options. Cut this down flat on both sides or block it up. So I'm going to put it down flatter. Now, obviously, this mold's already cut up. I cut off the these guys right here, so I'm going to have to add those back. No big deal with, you know, this blocking right here. But I'm going to cut these off so this fits flat. If I have to buy another 545 or 510, that doesn't really bother me, as long as the holster comes out good and it works as it should. So I'm going to go ahead on my Dremel and cut this down real quick. So I just cut these. So now if I ever make a holster for this using this piece, all I have to do is put blocking there, or I'm just going to buy another one. But anyways, so you saw before, this was like this, and it looks stupid. So now it's flat. So I still have to put a little piece of blocking on here, no big deal, which I usually do with O-lights because it seems to help out. Also with finger banging all the O-lights, you get oils on them and then tape doesn't fit. So make sure you just wipe it down with alcohol. All right, so I'm just going to throw a couple layers on here because the slide obviously has a couple already. Slide has 2 on it, so I'm just going to put 3 right here. And I know there's been controversy on the layers of tape, but let's kind of put it in perspective. So when mold makers make a vacuum mold like this one right here, they enlarge it by 3/1000ths of an inch. So, which is what we're doing with the layers of tape. So 3/1000ths of an inch is pretty small. So anyways, let's go on here. What I'm going to do next, let's see here, I might grab the thick one. Yeah, I'll grab the thick guy. And I found that this works pretty good, is if we take tape and we put it on the light itself. And what I do is I'll do 3 layers of tape just to get around that curve. Here we go. And then as I'm doing this, this is going to be covered like so. And oh boy, does that sit good. But I like to put a little channel right there. And by doing that, I'll take this little piece of blocking, which technically can be however long I need it to be, like so. And I'll tape that in place. Let's see here. Because this is going to get covered by blocking anyway. So it doesn't matter, to me at least. So I'll take this, throw this right here. Let's see, that end is right there. I want a lot of the body to have Kydex touching it. So that way it reduces wiggle. Throw this. Oh, I forgot a very important part. Let's do that real quick. Have you ever pressed carbon fiber? You took it off your storage shelf, you put it in the press, and then it came out bubbly. Well, this is what I do to stop it. This press is on, as you can see, and it's going to sit under there. And what it is the heat from the heat press is going to come down, and then it's going to soften this, and it's going to pre-bake it, and it's going to get the moisture out. So I will do this. I'm going to go ahead and block some more, and then I'll come over here later on once it starts to move, and I'll rotate it. That way it gets nice and uniform heat, and then it goes in the press. All right, back to this build. So this is good on this side so far. I do the blocking for the controls after we do the blocking for the light, because if you mix and match, it's not going to work well for you. So this one is going to have to be a little bit thicker on this side because of that. So let's see where this lines up. So pretty much anywhere to, like, we'll put it to there. All right, and then that will go right there. You want to leave a reasonable gap right here, but you don't want it too big because then it's going to be a ton of retention. You don't want it too small because there's going to be no retention. So I'm going to do that right there. And make sure it's parallel with the slide. I'll take this and I'll fill the gap in underneath. You want to get any little debris. You saw I had chunks of the mold material right there. Get that debris out, because then you'll have chunks in your Kydex. You'll see little protrusions in your holster. Okay, put that on this side. Okay. And then line both those sides up. Or make sure they're lined up. And I'm going to go ahead and put that so the Kydex doesn't fold over it and get inside and stuck. All right. We know this goes till here. So I'll go ahead and put that there. Go. Yeah, you know what? Let's do another one for good measure. Is it needed? No. Do I like it? Yeah. It's also going to help uniform the inside. All right. So once we get to that point, I'll go ahead. I'll cut right here. That way we'll get the definition. All right. And then this, we know. Let's see here. Right there. And this one doesn't have to extend all the way because this is right-handed. So this one is going to get cut about halfway up the grip. So it'll come up and then go over and then like so. And that's pretty much it. We can do one more thing if we wanted to, which I'm probably gonna, is we can take our rail covers and find one that's small enough, or cut one that's small enough to fit right there. And that fits pretty good. And the reason why I'm putting that there is just to cover the rail. It just helps. All right, now we have to cut the retention plate. And I do this one a little bit different than the others because this one is only going to be 3/4 of an inch wide. I use this piece of steel as a guide. And what I'll do is I'll trace it out. It goes right here. And then I'll trace, boop, underneath it. And I'll show you what that looks like before I cut it. And I got that cut, and this is what it looks like. And one of the reasons why I'm using such a long socket is because of this reason right here. I can go ahead and I can load up a pretty thick piece of tape to keep this centered. And we're only going to be cutting it like right about here. So we don't have to really worry about that. So what I'll do is I'll take this. Let's do this right here as well. Tape on there. Here we go. That'll hold it in place while I do this, at least. I like to do the other end. So push it down. Make sure it's in the center. All right, now I'll go ahead and really tape this sucker in. So I'll go across like so. Throw that there. There we go. Now it's holding pretty good. And the same thing with these. That tape on there. Perfect. All right, and there we are. Now, gotta go ahead. I gotta cut a piece of black for this, which I have a piece of scrap over here. Is that big enough? A little small for my liking. So let's cut a better piece of black, which is good because I have a shipment of 10 pieces of 2 foot by 4 foot coming in today. Okay, and what I'll do is make sure it's just a little bit larger than what you're doing. I'll just cut this in half. And then we got to give this a good clean. All right, and then bam, that's it right there. And then the carbon fiber coyotes going right on top. So this has been in here for quite some time. I want to show you what I was talking about. See, now it's flexible. And I have been rotating it, and so that's pretty good. So that's going to be all set. So I'll transfer that to this one after I clean off the dust. And we'll go ahead and press it. So we're in the press. This is ready to go. And because this is 2 different colors, I'm going to set this, the orientation that I'm going to put it in the press. So it's right-handed. So I know I'm going to put black down first, that, and then the coyote brown. And what I want to do is I'm going to spray a little bit of rim oil on it. I'll just show that right there. Before I clamp the 2 together, and it helps with letting it slide till its final resting place. So once that hits 370, we'll be coming out. And we are in the press. 2 pieces of foam on the bottom, 2 on top. That is cranked. And I am going to go register my truck, and then when I get back, finish this. So, and then I'll pack up what I had built. I built quite a few yesterday before I had to leave, and then the power went out, so I couldn't even ship. So sucks. It's the only thing that sucks about living in the sticks. So I'm gonna be gone for like 15 minutes, and you guys will be back in 2 seconds. It's 37 degrees and sunny. See, in New Hampshire, 37 degrees and sunny means grilling on your porch in a thong. Think about that and try to sleep at night. Although, now I want to grill. Do I have propane? Well, I messed up. So, I went to the town hall to go register the truck, and it was cash or check only. I didn't have enough cash on me. So, I came back to the house, figured might as well just pack up a couple of jobs that I built, go back out there. So, I did. Now, let me just point out that when I went to the town hall for the first time, not a single person was there. Parking lot was empty, so I could have just went right in, but instead of wasting our times, because I didn't have cash on me. So anyway, so I came home, I grabbed a couple boxes, went back out. Parking lot was absolutely full. So I waited in line for about 20 minutes because I was like second in line. And as soon as I got to the window, the receptionist or the town clerk was like, I'm going to lunch. So I had to wait a little bit longer. Got everything done that I needed to do. So I went and grabbed a sub from our local sub shop. I got a nice Italian sub there. Ate half of it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to lay down for a second. I laid down at 3 o'clock. Apparently I needed some sleep. So let's finish that build. And I got to tell you, I ran out of fuel for the garage, so it's going to be a little chilly in here. Right now it's like 45. So no big deal, but let's finish what we're doing. I'm not sure if you could really tell on camera, but you see how, look, it didn't even move. That is perfect. I can't ask for any better than that. So let's get this cut and let's marked up and then cut and do our thing. Now in this instance, I just went ahead and cut it so it's easy to work with. I want to separate the two layers without separating this side. So I just want to pop open this end and lift it up so I can get the mold out. That way I can guarantee where the trigger line is going to go, because I actually don't have a second mold for the 510, 545. So that will be coming. Blue Guns just released it, so I'm going to go ahead and order that in. But, so for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove this to make this part a little bit easier, because without knowing where the trigger guard is, I'm not going to be able to place the clips exactly where I want them. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. And to open it, a flathead, just put it in there and slide, and it'll break apart. That's another reason why I use the oil. And that was easy as pie. Bada bang. Just slid it right in there, and one-handed here, off it went. And with this being out, and go ahead and line this up. I'm going to line it up with the light in the back of the receiver. How to do with the camera in the way right now. So I'm just going to pull it forward with me for a second. There we go. So I just wanted to mark that right there. This is going to be here, and this is going to come down. All right. So right here, plenty of room. Now we'll take this guy, which is called a contour gauge. You can get at your local Home Depot, hardware store, or whatever. And that's going to give me a straight line going across. And then we're just going to connect the lines. Come up. And now, what I like to do, I'll put that on there, mark the bottom hole, and the cutting edge, make sure this is parallel to it. Cutting edge, hole. Then I'll take our master drill guide, which is, let's see if I do this right. It's available to purchase right here, top right of the screen. I do have a bunch of these in stock at the moment. Let's see. All right. Now we're going to make that as parallel as we can go. So we're going to cut all 4 of these out. Same thing on this side. I'm just going to mark 2 of them. Bada bang, bada bang. This one we can go 1 more. So we could either do that one or come up on this one. Let's do this one. So for this, let's mark that guy. This is going to come straight down. Remember, this has threaded barrel. So a threaded barrel isn't that long in this. So we're going to go to, let's go to here. And then just connect the dots straight across. And that's going to, like so. So we could put that together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut or drill these, and then throw the eyelets in on this side. Then we could drill this. So the retention is right here. So we'll put those right there. So let's go ahead. I'm going to drill this side first because this side is attached, and we're going to use our stronger clamps here. We'll get this on, and then clamp these in place. I'm going to drill these out with a 1/4 inch drill bit.
slide it over, line up the rest of the holes. Just good right there. Bada bing. Then we can do the same thing on this side. If you want to go another ring down, you're more than welcome to. I usually do it shorter on this side. And there's a light attached because it's just shorter and I don't want excess material. And this one's going to be all 4 of them. All for the drill guide. And now I'm going to go ahead, let's clean those holes, and let's get the eyelets on this side only, but I'll clean these while the tool is out. All right, oh, I didn't even do this side. And what I do is I set an eyelet on this side. It's not pressed yet, but I'm just going to do that so it doesn't move. Then I'll take my other drill, and I'll go ahead and drill the spots for the retention hardware. Then give that a quick clean. Let's set that hardware in there. Alright, so let's get some hardware in. And what I'll do is I'll throw the post and the spacer in here. Oh. Alright, and then before I screw it together, I'm going to go ahead and blow it out. And at this point, I'm ready for the rough cut on the bandsaw, which I'm going to do. I'll knock it out. I'm not going to follow this line. I'm going to go way below it, and then I'll, put it in because I don't want to cut too much off. And then I'll go ahead and just do the outer circumference, and we'll be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that. Here we have the rough cut. As you can see, I angled it like so. I still got to bring down just a little bit, and I'll bring that down with the Dremel by hand. But I'm going to go ahead and square up all the edges, round out the corners, and then do a final rounding of the edges on the buffer wheel with the 800 grit spider. And then we'll bend it, clean it, and then we got to modify these. And then it is shipping to Ohio. Now that we are, well, not really cleaned, but I still have to wipe it down, but we are clean edged. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to cut these. And what I do is I'll cut them at a 45-degree angle. So it allows you to have just a little bit more bend in your wings, but it allows more clearance on your tall areas. So let's do it. Boop, boop. Here we go. Boop, boop. And as you can see, those are cut, ready to go. One very important thing is do not cut them on the same side because obviously you can't do that. So we're going to do that on that side. You can't have this one on this side. The bevel is always towards the firearm. But now, let's heat that up and bend it. Also, while I'm at it, see how there's a lot of room? So let's do this. Let me grab. If we're putting a belt in, that would come down to here. Right? Come straight up from there. It would be right there, which means the belt's going to come hit right there. Then you have to really force it and get it up. So with this being cut, that allows you to come up and over and then up and in. So that will allow you to get a better mount. All right, so we're going to clamp this in the vise right above the eyelet line, and then we're going to heat up right above it. Now, because we are heating this up after the fact and we're bending it, you have the chance and you have the opportunity to ruin the retention. So especially if you're doing the top side, because there's nothing holding it right here, unlike this right here. So when you fold it, you're going to want to squeeze it towards the slide, and that way it's going to keep its shape, because if I don't, it's going to spread apart and then we're going to lose the retention. So on my DeWalt adjustable heat gun, I'm going to put it about 3/4 of the way. Let it heat up. Make sure you have your air gun ready. And then we're going to go to town. You're not going to keep it in one spot because you don't want to burn it. Although you might see smoke come out, and that's from the potato sack I have here. It's not actually a potato sack, but it's just what it's called with the towel-wise. And the only reason why I'm using the fabric is so I don't mar up the material, either the eyelets or the kydex, with the vice straws. And then we'll try and do it evenly. There's a little bit of smoke, and that's from the oils on the fabric. We're just going to play with it, wiggle it a little bit to see if it's doing that. You want to get not a ton of heat, but you want to get a good amount on it. Enough so it's pliable, not enough so it melts. See how it's starting to move on its own? I'll hit this side again real quick. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it. Over here, I'm going to grab my 1/2-inch screws. And my next step before final assembly, very easy. Let's clean up a little bit actually, get some stuff out of the way because we need this right here, is inside and outside, wiping it clean. Carbon fiber sucks sometimes when you do a microfiber cloth. Sometimes the fibers get stuck inside the pattern, and it's a pain in the butt to get them out. You have to use like a nylon brush and compressed air to clean them up. Get the inside here, and what I like to do is shove it in there and take a screwdriver or a probe or something, push it out, and get it in the crevice on both sides. And make sure you get in there with your air hose and clean that gunk out real good. So, now it's mounting. So we're going to take 1/4 inch and 1/4 inch on each side here. This weekend, I can't wait for this weekend. We're supposed to get snow tonight. I don't know how much though, but I got to do like maintenance on the vehicle, so I'll be doing oil changes and topping off fluids and all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to wrenching in the garage a little bit. Bada bang, bada bang, bada bang. A little bit of blue goo. Those are 1/2 inch. And remember, the beveled side towards the body of the gun. The first one started. Okay. So quick wipe down some black shavings on this. And hell yeah, there we go. 545 with BALDR S. That's snap. And that is that right there. I think that was the perfect amount of retention. And perfect. And it would still have the adjustability. So that is absolutely wonderful. Oh, there's hair on me. So, hell yeah. And another build going out the door, which means one less to do. And you're getting there. Oh, more black. It's Kydex dust from me. All right. Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, that concludes another glorious, glorious build. Even though I started it early this morning, and it is now like 10:15, so that is my fault. I thought I could just sit down for a second, and apparently, you know, a 4-hour nap is what was needed. But I'm going to get this video edited and get it to you, which means in the early morning hours, you guys are going to be able to see it. And then I will probably lay down for another nap at that time and work on other stuff. This weekend, my goal is to clean up a little bit more of the shop. I've been keeping up with it. The new motor for the CNC, which I ordered on the 11th, is now coming in tomorrow. Thank God. It was on back order for a little bit. I have quite a few stuff to do. With that being said, I have a couple molds that I scanned, Pale Horse molds, and I'm going to be filming how I make the trim jigs for them. So I'm going to show you how I do that from a scan to that. And then I'm also going to show you a very cheap way that everybody can do that too. So that's most likely going to be the next one. I got to see if my computer has the screen record function. Otherwise, I have to do it on the camera or my phone, and I really don't like the way screens look on the phone. So I'm going to see how that is, or how I could possibly do that. I've never done it before, so this is learning for me too. On that note, I thank you guys for coming this far and the patience. I am working through all this stuff, and it is damn cold in the shop. So this weekend, on top of cleaning, I'm going to grab some more fuel for the heater and keep going. I got a lot of stuff to do, no time to do it, but you guys are absolutely awesome. I appreciate all of you. And a huge shout out to Holster Smith and Knife Kits. I wouldn't be where I'm at without them today. They provide everything you see in these videos, and I'm going to continue to have a beautiful relationship with them because they are just second to none. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead, get this all saved up. I have to go ahead and laser this so we know, what it is. Anything that's black, I laser. And we'll get that out in the mail for tomorrow. When I'm out and about, I'll drop it off and go from there. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you picked up a thing or two. Feel free to comment what you're working on, or if you need any help with anything. If I could offer any sort of guidance on how to block something, I totally will. I have people message me and text me all the time with that, with pictures. And, I don't mind helping out. So I appreciate all you. I will see you on the next one. Take care. Love you. Bye. Oh, hey, keep moving forward. Okay, bye.